Captain Hyan-Woo stared at the stars through the bridge window of the U.S. Bison's Pride. The ship moved quietly through space near the Kepler 442 system. It was a normal day. The crew was doing their usual work, checking for new planets and mineral deposits. "Captain," called Youngji from her station. She was the ship's communications officer. Her voice sounded worried. "I'm getting something strange on the long-range sensors." Hyan-Woo walked over to her station. "What kind of strange?" "It's a signal, sir, but it's not from any human ship. The pattern is too organized to be natural. Someone is trying to send a message." The captain looked at the data on Youngji's screen. The signal was weak but steady. It repeated the same pattern over and over. Numbers in perfect sequence. No human ship was supposed to be in this area. "Where is it coming from?" Hyan-Woo asked. "About 3 light hours away. It's coming from something drifting in empty space between the stars." Hyan-Woo thought for a moment. First contact protocols were clear. Any unknown signal had to be investigated, but it could also be dangerous. "Damon," he called to his engineering chief. "How are our engines?" "Running perfect. Captain, we can jump to hyperspace anytime if we need to." "Good, Youngji. Set course for the signal source. Keep all weapons ready, but don't arm them yet. We don't want to seem hostile." The Bison's Pride changed direction and moved toward the mysterious signal. As they got closer, their sensors began to pick up more details. There was definitely a ship out there, but it was unlike anything in human databases. "Captain," said Youngji, "the ship is badly damaged. Life support is failing. I'm detecting at least 20 life forms aboard, but they're weak." The alien vessel was beautiful and terrible at the same time. It looked like it was made of crystal and metal twisted together. Parts of it were dark where the damage was worst. Debris floated around it in a slow, sad dance. "Open a channel," Hyan-Woo ordered. "Channel open, sir. Unknown vessel. This is Captain Hyan-Woo of the United Earthship Bison's Pride. We received your distress signal. Do you need help?" Static filled the bridge. Then, slowly, a voice came through. It was strange, like singing and speaking at the same time. "Human ... ship," the voice said in broken English. "How ... you know ... our language. We have translation computers," Hyan-Woo replied. "Are you in danger? Do you need rescue?" There was a long pause. Then the voice spoke again, clearer now as the translation software worked better. "I am Captain Kethera of the Villani people. We have been running for 300 years. Our homeworld is gone. Our people are almost extinct. We are the last." Hyan-Woo felt a chill. "What happened to your people?" "The Ravagers came. They destroy everything. They take planets, kill populations, use survivors as slaves. We escaped, but they follow us, always following." "How many of you?" "Are left 23 on this ship. Maybe a few thousand scattered across the galaxy. We were millions once." The captain looked at his crew. They were all listening with shocked faces. The idea of an entire species being hunted to extinction was horrible. "We can help you," Hyan-Woo said. "We have medical facilities and food. Can you dock with our ship?" "Wait," Kethera's voice became urgent. "You must understand. The signal we sent, it was not just for help. The Ravagers, they use our distress calls to find new worlds to attack. They may be coming." Before Hyan-Woo could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the ship. "Captain!" shouted the sensor operator. "Multiple contacts dropping out of hyperspace. They're huge." The main screen showed space around them, filling with massive ships. They were dark and organic looking, like they had been grown instead of built. The smallest was twice the size of the Bison's Pride. The largest was over 1 kilometer long. "Those are Ravager ships." Kethera's voice was full of fear. "They found us. They found you." The alien ships moved with surprising speed for their size. Weapon ports opened along their hulls, glowing with deadly energy. "Damon, get us out of here," Hyan-Woo ordered. "Engines charging." "Captain, 30 seconds." To hyperspace, the Ravager ships opened fire. Beams of red energy cut through space where the Bison's Pride had been moments before. The human ship twisted and turned, trying to avoid the attacks. "Youngji, send a distress call to any human ships in the area. Tell them to stay away." "Already doing it, sir." But there are 3 mining stations within 10 light years. They might try to help. Tell them not to come. These ships will destroy them. More Ravager vessels were arriving. The space around them was filling with enemy ships. Some were launching smaller fighters that moved like angry insects. Captain Cathera called over the com. You must leave us. Save yourselves. Do not let them follow you to your worlds. We're not leaving you. Hyan Wu replied firmly. Timon, can you extend our shields around their ship? Maybe, but it will drain our power fast. Do it! The human ship moved closer to the damaged Vellani vessel. Their shields expanded to cover both ships, but the energy drain was enormous. 15 seconds to hyperspace, Timon called out. A massive Ravager dreadnought turned toward them, its main weapon charged with a light so bright it hurt to look at. 10 seconds, the weapon fired. The beam struck their shields and overloaded them instantly. Sparks flew from consoles across the bridge. 5 seconds. Space twisted around them. Reality bent and folded. The stars became lines of light. They were gone. The Byzant's Pride dropped out of hyperspace near Saturn. Both ships were damaged but intact. The Vellani vessel was held in the human ship's tractor beam. Are we safe? Cath asked for now. Hyan Wu replied. But they know about us now. They know humans exist. Through the bridge windows, they could see Earth in the distance. The blue and white planet looked peaceful and beautiful, but Hyan Wu knew that peace was about to end. Yunji sent a priority message to Earth Command. Tell them we have first contact with an alien species. Tell them we also have a new enemy. What should I say about the Ravagers, sir? Hyan Wu looked at the tactical displays showing the positions of human colonies throughout the local star systems. 23 worlds with billions of people, all of them now in danger. Tell them the Ravagers have conquered 400 star systems. Tell them they've destroyed dozens of species. Tell them they're coming for us next. He paused, thinking about what he had seen in that brief battle. The Ravager ships were powerful and numerous. Humanity had never faced anything like this before. And tell them, he continued, that we're going to need a bigger fleet. As the Byzant's Pride headed toward Earth with its alien passengers, Hyan Wu couldn't shake the feeling that everything was about to change. Humanity had just learned they were not alone in the universe. They had also learned they were being hunted. 6 months had passed since Captain Hyan Wu brought the Vellani survivors to Earth. The world had changed completely. Every shipyard was working day and night. Every factory was building weapons. Every school was teaching war. Fleet admirals stood in the command center deep under the Rocky Mountains. Hundreds of screens showed human fleets moving through space. The largest military buildup in human history was happening. General Dong Hayan, she called to the army commander. How many ships do we have ready? 300 Ghost Fleet vessels, Admiral, all equipped with the new cloaking systems. There, small and fast, just like you ordered. The Ghost Fleet was humanity's answer to the Ravager threat. Instead of building huge battleships like other species had tried, humans built small, sneaky ships. Each one could hide from enemy sensors and strike without warning. Dr. Haywan walked into the command center carrying a metal case. She was the scientist who had created humanity's secret weapon. The Necrosis torpedoes are ready, Admiral, she said. We've tested them on captured Ravager ship parts. They worked perfectly. The torpedoes were designed to attack the organic parts of Ravager ships. The alien vessels were part machine, part living creature. The human weapons would make them rot from the inside. Excellent, Admiral, So Young said. Commander Jaesoon, are your crews ready? A young man in a black uniform stepped forward. He was the leader of the 1st Ghost Fleet Squadron. His ships were called Souls, Vengeance, Inchance, Fury, and Guangzhou's Resolve. Ready and waiting. Admiral, we've practiced the hit-and-run tactics. For months, the crews know what to do. Intelligence Officer Dejin looked up from her computer. Admiral, we're getting reports from our spy drones. The Ravagers are building a massive invasion fleet. They're gathering ships from all over their territory. How big? So Young asked. Over 10,000 ships. They're bringing everything they have. This will be their final push to destroy us. The Admiral nodded. She had expected this. The Ravagers always used overwhelming force. They had done it to hundreds of other species. Good, she said. Let them come. Everyone in the room looked surprised. The Admiral smiled grimly. This is exactly what we wanted. While they bring their entire fleet to attack Earth, we'll attack their homeworlds. They won't expect that. Captain Hyenwu entered the room. He had been promoted to Admiral and now commanded the flagship New Busan. Behind him walked Cathara, the Vellani captain who had started this whole war. The Vellani have given us complete maps of Ravager space, Hyenwu reported. We know where their breeding worlds are. We know where they keep their slaves. We know where their leaders live. Cathara spoke in her musical voice. In all our history, no species has ever attacked Ravager homeworlds while their fleet was away. They think their territory is completely safe. They're about to learn they're wrong. Admiral Soyoung said, "Begin Operation Ghost Strike." Across human space, hundreds of small ships began moving. They didn't travel in large groups like normal fleets. Instead, they moved alone or in pairs, using secret routes through space. The Ghost Fleet. Ships were painted black and equipped with the most advanced cloaking technology humans had ever built. When they activated their stealth systems, they became invisible to most sensors. Commander Jae-sung sat on the Bridge of Souls. Vengeance as his ship approached a Ravager supply depot. The enemy base was huge, with thousands of ships loading weapons and food. Remember? He told his crew. We hit fast and disappear. Don't try to destroy everything. Just damage their supplies and leave. The three human ships attacked simultaneously. Their necrosis torpedoes struck Ravager vessels, which began rotting immediately. The organic parts of the ships turned black and died. Within minutes, dozens of enemy vessels were useless. Before the Ravagers could respond, the Ghost Fleet ships vanished back into space. This same scene was happening all over Ravager territory. Human ships appeared from nowhere, struck enemy targets, and disappeared. The Ravagers had never faced anything like this before. The aliens were used to big battles between large fleets. They didn't understand guerrilla warfare. They kept trying to chase the human ships, but there was nothing to chase. Intelligence officer Dejin had studied Ravager society for months. She discovered that they were ruled by fear. The strongest ones commanded the weaker ones through terror and violence. We need to break their command structure, she told Admiral Soyoung. If we can make their leaders afraid, their whole system will collapse. The humans began a new kind of warfare. Instead of just destroying Ravager ships, they started leaving survivors. But before releasing them, they showed the aliens recordings of human military power. The survivors spread stories throughout Ravager space about the silent death ships that could not be seen or heard, that struck without warning and vanished like ghosts for the first time in their history. The Ravagers began to feel fear. Meanwhile, the massive Ravager invasion fleet was approaching Earth. Admiral Soyoung watched the enemy ships on her screens. There were so many that they blocked out the stars. Admiral reported the sensor officer, "Enemy fleet will reach Earth in 6 hours. Perfect timing," Soyoung replied. All Ghost Fleet squadrons begin final assault on Ravager homeworlds. While the Ravager fleet prepared to attack Earth, human ships were striking the heart of their empire. Ghost Fleet vessels attacked breeding facilities where young Ravagers were raised. They destroyed the factories that built their weapons. They freed millions of enslaved aliens from dozens of species. The most important target was the Ravager home planet itself. Admiral Hyenwu led this mission personally, commanding a fleet of 50 Ghost Fleet ships. The planet was defended by only a few old ships. All the good vessels were with the invasion fleet heading to Earth. The human ships attacked the planet's orbital stations and communication centers. Send a message to their invasion fleet. Hyenwu ordered, "Tell them their homeworld is under attack. Tell them their families are in danger." The message reached the Ravager fleet just as they were preparing to attack Earth. The alien commanders faced an impossible choice: continue the attack on humanity or return home to defend their own world. They chose to split their forces. Half the fleet continued toward Earth. The other half turned around and rushed back to defend their homeworld. This was exactly what the humans had planned. All human ships, Admiral Soyoung broadcast, begin the final battle. The space around Earth erupted in combat. But now, the humans faced only half the enemy fleet. The odds were much better. Human ships appeared everywhere at once. They had been hiding in asteroid fields, behind moons, and in the shadows of space stations. The Ravagers found themselves surrounded. The battle was fierce, but short. The ships were powerful, but they were confused and disorganized. Their commanders were getting reports of attacks all over their territory. They didn't know where to focus their attention. The human ships used their superior speed and stealth to pick off enemy vessels one by one. The necrosis torpedoes rotted the organic parts of Ravager ships, making them helpless. Within 12 hours, it was over. The surviving Ravager ships surrendered, but the real victory was happening across Ravager space. Human ships had liberated hundreds of worlds. Millions of enslaved aliens were free. The Ravager Empire was collapsing. 1 year later, Admiral Hyanwu stood on the bridge of the New Busan as it patrolled the former Ravager homeworld. The planet was now a memorial to all the species the Ravagers had destroyed. Cathera served as his diplomatic advisor. Her people were helping to rebuild the galaxy. Other species had joined the new Galactic Defense Compact, an alliance led by humanity. Admiral called the communications officer. We're receiving a distress signal from the Andromeda region. Unknown species under attack by something called the Void Hunters. Hyanwu smiled. Signal the fleet. Someone needs our help. The human ships turned toward the stars, ready for their next mission. The galaxy was a big place, and there were always people who needed saving. Humanity had learned an important lesson from the Ravager War. Sometimes the best way to defend yourself is to protect others.